I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president. I'm proud of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America.
Jesus Christ, America. This is starting to get really bizarre and sad to watch. If you don't know, Joe Biden is the first black woman president. All right? Just so you know that, America. Joe R. Biden is the first black woman president. What the fuck? But welcome to the Ben Show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Headline news, federal politics, state politics. I got some world news and some questions. We'll keep it a little short since it's the day after the 4th of July. I think everybody's a little afterwards. But here we go. What do we got? Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, a Democratic governor, has publicly stated that Grandpa Joe should stop running for president. This Democratic governor is a member of Biden's National Campaign Advisory Board. What the fuck? Even members of your National Campaign Advisory Board, Grandpa Joe, are telling you that you should not be running for president. This is fucking crazy, America. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Dr. Gupta, CNN's chief medical correspondent, has stated that President Biden should undergo detailed cognitive and movement disorder testing. Yeah, like that's going to happen. We all know he fucking probably should, but that's two. A South Carolina congressional candidate, a Michael B. Moore, has also called Biden out and suggested that he should step aside. That's three, Grandpa Joe, and there's many more. What the fuck is going on? This shit is crazy, America. It's only going to get worse. Moving on, though. What do we got? We got a group of lawyers, the Lawyers for Civil Rights Boston, are again trying to sue Governor DeSantis, Florida's governor, over the removal of illegal immigrants. What Ron DeSantis allegedly did was fly them to Martha's Vineyard under some type of ruse. Well, their Lawyer for Civil Rights Boston, I mean, since you're so civically inclined, why don't you take them in? You know, what's wrong with that? You do all this complaining about people not wanting all these illegal immigrants loathing around their communities. Why don't you take them in there, Lawyers for Civil Rights Boston? You can do your civic duty by doing that, all right? Rather than clogging up the legal system with bullshit. Why don't you take in all these illegal immigrants, house them, feed them, take care of them, give them free shit all day long? What the fuck is that bullshit? Donald Trump's lawyers are trying to freeze the classified document case due to the Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity. All right, let's get that frozen. Let's do it. House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan has stated that he will continue his campaign against what he calls censorship industrial complex. All right, this comes about allegedly due to him saying that the government agencies are pressuring social media companies to delete misinformation about the safety of vaccines and misinformation about elections. Well, I guess so there, Jim Jordan. I don't really know what to say to that one, but if that's your cause, that's your cause. I think social media companies are definitely some fucking wild rogue entity of our country now. And something does need to be done because they are fucking... The shit that we see on social media is so fucking bizarre and weird too, man. It's starting to get a little weird too, but... Moving on, what do we got? Supreme Court in Johnson versus Grants Pass decided to uphold a ban on sleeping outdoors. The ruling decided that cities can arrest or issue tickets to people who sleep on the streets. It was a 6-3 decision. What do you think about that, Boston lawyers? The Supreme Court said that it's okay. I mean, here, we'll talk about that. So this is if you have a bunch of homeless people sleeping on the streets, which is what homeless people usually do. There's two ways to go about it. One, you get a bunch of people together to approach them, learn why they're homeless, and help them out and get them off the streets. And then if they don't listen, what other option is there? Lawyers? All this liberal shit where you're trying to criminalize homelessness is bullshit. Get them help. Come on, liberals. I can keep talking all that shit about people fucking trying to clean up the streets and shit. Why don't you do what you say you do? Put your money where your mouth is. You're like all them fucks out in California. Talk all that shit about fucking undocumented persons and asylum seekers and all that shit, but none of you motherfuckers in California or elsewhere do anything to help them people. You walk right over them when you see them on the sidewalk. You ignore them, don't give them anything. You're fucking full of shit. A Republican U.S. Senate candidate, Royce White, stated at a rally in Minneapolis that the Federal Reserve is run by Jewish elites and they're responsible for the war in Ukraine. Jesus Christ, Royce White. What the fuck are you talking about? What in the fuck is going on in that fucking brain? Could you explain that? Could you elaborate a little bit more? But that's all I got with the federal news. Moving on to bills submitted to Congress. Let's see, what do we got? We got a Representative August Pfluger again, Republican from Texas, introduced a bill to provide certain reforms pertaining to the Chevron difference. So if you don't know what the Chevron case is, it's about the powers of government agencies being able to fill in gaps of like unclear laws. So if there's like something vague and unclear, like the EPA could like require a business to do something. The Chevron case kind of changed that. All right. So Representative Clay Higgins, a Republican from Louisiana, introduced a bill to require the Director of Bureau of Consumer Financial Protection to issue a final rule requiring any card issuer that issues a pre-approved credit card to a senior citizen to provide fraud alerts to certain individuals. Okay, Clay Higgins, looking out for the senior citizens. All right. All right now. We got Representative Kevin Hern, a Republican from Oklahoma, the flat state. This man, what did Kevin Hern do? Introduced a bill to set aside funds for payments to Indian tribes and tribal consultoria under Subpart 1 of Part B of Title 4 of the Social Security Act. Okay, Kevin Hern, all right. Trying to set aside some funds for the natives and their tribes, all right. Representative Angie Craig, a Democrat from Minnesota, introduced a bill to amend the Controlled Substance Act to require electronic communications service providers and remote computing services to report to the Attorney General certain controlled substances violations. Trying to get them communication companies to snitch on you. Calling your dope boy on the IG or Facebook Messenger. Is that what that means, Angie Craig? I'm not sure. I'm just alluding to things. Representative Drew Ferguson, a Republican from Georgia, introduced the Protecting American Students Act. No other details are provided. But moving on to state news, what do we got? Motherfucking state news. State news. Hawaii. Got some Hawaii state news. Governor Josh Green announced that the state will receive over $6.6 million in federal grants to support housing development. All right, Hawaii, get some housing development going on. You got the money now. What else is Governor Josh Green doing? Governor Josh Green, Joshua, signed 11 agriculture-related bills to protect Hawaii's biosecurity, preserving the safety, or wants to preserve, they're trying to preserve the safety of food systems and to safeguard local farmers and producers through fair labeling. Okay, Hawaii. Josh Green again. Governor Josh Green of Hawaii also signed 16 bills that help protect children and seniors. Okay, Josh Green, Hawaii, way to get that legislation rocking and rolling. Alaska, what do we got going on in Alaska? The Dunleavy administration has filed a lawsuit against the federal government The lawsuit claims that Alaska lost billions of dollars of revenue due to actions by the Biden administration. They're saying, fuck you, Grandpa Joe. We need to get our jobs back. We need more revenue. What else we got going on in Alaska? Juneau residents have submitted an initiative to limit cruise ships to the amount of times that they can cruise around the coast of Alaska. They call it No Ships on Saturdays. Critics of the cruise lines are saying that tourism and other things have affected the quality of life in the city. Well, if that's how the residents feel, I mean, is there a majority consensus there, Juneau residents? What's going on? Utah, what do we got going on in motherfucking Utah? A congressional candidate, Colby Jenkins, has filed a lawsuit against the Washington County clerk seeking access to uncounted ballots. He wants to see the rejected ballots. I guess there were some ballots that were rejected. It's a close race out there in Utah. He wants to know if those ballots were frivolously rejected. He wants to know if he can get them on his side. Idaho, what we got going on in Potato State? An Idaho court dismissed a lawsuit from college teachers over the right to teach about abortion in classrooms. Okay, that's what's going on in Idaho. Michigan, methane gas. I repeat, methane gas is leaking from Michigan landfills. And the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, says that the threat is serious. You got to get on that methane gas there in Michigan. Dangerous. Governor Whitmer has granted pardons and commuted sentences of several people, and two of them include two people who were serving life sentences. Basically said, you did your time. You are remorseful. Okay, moving on to motherfucking crime news. Crime news. Motherfucking crime news. Crime news. What we got going on in the world of shitty cops? The Pinellas County Sheriff. A Pinellas County Sheriff's deputy, this is in Florida, a Trevor Willis, has been arrested for possession of child pornography, bestiality pornography, and transmission of these disgusting things. This is the worst part out of all of it. He was working at the jail while looking at this disgusting shit. He's since resigned. Fuck him. Fuck that fucking scumbag. Fucking piece of shit. Fucking freak. Fucking weirdo motherfucker. Fuck you. Another Florida deputy in Polk County was arrested for DUI after he showed up to work drunk. Fuck. What's up with all these Florida cops and other fucks keep getting drunk and shit? What's wrong with you fucking drunks? He was arrested for DWI after he showed up to work. He admitted to drinking 3 coffee cups of whiskey. He also resigned. Good, fuck him. He's showing up to fucking police work drunk for, you fucking scumbags. I don't got his name. Fuckface is his name. Fuck you. Fucking drunk whiskey, coffee, cup drinking asshole. Fuck you. A Thackerville police officer, Erwin Parker, has been arrested for stealing a firearm from a home that he was called to. You fucking scumbag. You loser. Fuck him too. Way to hold yourself to high standards of obeying the law there, Erwin. You fucking sleazebag. Fuck off. An East Newark, New Jersey police officer has been arrested again for a DUI, after he struck a vehicle with his patrol car. You stupid asshole. Brian Aparicio was pulled over or spoken to by a police officer. Body camera footage of this stop or this inquiry about this man driving around allegedly drunk shows a bottle of wine in the patrol car. Way to go there, Brian. Way to be a wino on the job and hit people's vehicles with the patrol car. Way to make everybody look at the police like they're fucking phenomenal. You fucking scumbag. Fuck you. And moving on to world news. What do we got going on in the motherfucking world? A little slow day, everybody. It's July 5th. Ugh. The UK's new Prime Minister is Keir Starmer, the Labour Party. That's what's going on in the UK. Israel is hinting at more peace talks and a possible ceasefire. The president of Hungary, a Viktor Orban, has met with Putin in Moscow. Ukraine and the EU are furious. They're pissed off. They're criticizing this man for meeting with Putin. Orban claims that it was a peace visit. Went down, sat down, talked to Putin. Said, Putin, what's going on? Putin said, this is what's going on. After the meeting. And Mr. Orban said the possibility of peace is still far apart. Well, at least he took the initiative to go talk to him there, EU and other world leaders. I don't see you having the fucking gall to go do that. What's wrong with talking to Putin and getting some insight about what the fuck's going on with this motherfucking war? How come none of you motherfuckers will go do that? China, what do we got going on in China? China has pledged to make some breakthroughs in humanoid robots. I don't know if you've seen these things. They are creepy. It is exactly like fucking iRobot movie with Will Smith. They are fucking crazy fast. They plan to use them in manufacturing and other businesses. But that's what China's got going on. They're pledging to make more breakthroughs with humanoid robots. Skynet is here, everybody. As well as 6G mobile technology and atomic level manufacturing. Okay, Sina, Chinese Premier Li Qiang attended the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai. And what he stated was that there should be more inclusive development of AI. He wants everybody to get in on the development of a motherfucking I. Japan, what do we got going on? Japan's government has stated that it will strengthen ties with Britain after the recent election. Okay, Japan, way to be diplomatic. Way to make some white friends. Okay. What else has Japan got going on? Successfully put advanced satellite in orbit. They have successfully put an advanced satellite in orbit. Japan did this via their space program. It's an observation satellite. It's called the Daiichi 4. Cost 22 billion yen. I don't know how many American dollars is, but that still sounds like a lot of motherfucking money. The satellite is capable of detecting ground deformation, landslides, impacts of natural disasters. It can also track ships. All right. Okay, Japan. Way to get on the ball with the Daiichi 4 satellite. That cost 22 billion yen. All right. India, what do we got going on in motherfucking India? New Delhi, the Bihar government has announced a suspension of 11 engineers after 10 bridges collapsed in a record 15 days. It sounds like you definitely need to get some new engineers there in New Delhi. That sucks. How much money did that cost? And then finally, like I said, short day. I'm going to do some questions from the audience and call it a motherfucking day. Get you on your way. Let you get on with your July 5th. And we'll take it from there. Questions, we got Bria from Winter Park, Florida. Her question is, why do you present bills for Congress in your podcast? Bria, I do that because that is political news. That's what your politicians at the federal level are doing. I even do it at the state sometimes. You should be interested in that rather than watching national network news and just listening to political commentary all day. If you want to know what Congress is doing, go to congress.motherfucking.gov and look at the bills and even resolutions that your members of Congress are submitting. Again, I do this because that is political news. Political news. Political news. We got Travis from my hometown, Buffalo, New York. What is going on, Travis? Eating some chicken wings? Getting ready for the Bills? What do you think about that? Travis from Buffalo, New York. What part of Buffalo, New York from, Travis? Email me back. Let me know. His question is, what should Biden do to revamp his campaign? Fuck. He should probably stop calling himself a black woman. One. I think that's fucking appropriate, right? I don't think there is much possibility of him revamping his campaign, but let's say if I could come up with some suggestions for Grandpa Joe to revamp his campaigns. My suggestions for Grandpa Joe would be you have to come up with something that Americans are concerned about and want done, because all he does and most other liberals do is talk about how they're going to make America great and fucking a democratic nation, and they're going to fight, dictatorships that fucking Donald Trump will fucking begin. All they do is talk this general hoorah shit, and he doesn't even talk about what bills or policies he wants to really do. Nothing specific in the least. It's all just general fucking try to get people amped up to vote for him. That's what Grandpa Joe needs to do. Hey, Grandpa Joe, what you need to do, this is via Travis from Buffalo, New York's question, is come up with some specific measures, laws, policies, executive orders that you want to fucking do and that you think American people would benefit from, and state that to the motherfucking media and public. Why is that so hard, Grandpa Joe? What else could Grandpa Joe do? Let's see. Grandpa Joe could probably... I don't even know. Who cares? Fuck Grandpa Joe. Moving on. Brooke from Conway, Arkansas. Brooke from Conway, Arkansas's question is, why are the Democrats afraid of saying that illegal immigration shouldn't be happening? Well, Brooke from Conway, Arkansas, you're asking me an opinionated question. I will say that the reason why the Democrats are scared to admit that illegal immigration sucks is because they have a demographic that they're trying to heed to. The Democrats believe that the person of color vote is theirs always. So that's why you see all this bullshit immigration. They're trying to fucking get as many people in and make them citizens so that they can vote. They're trying to fucking stir up the public to talk about fucking, things that they think are flowery and nice. And they're never going to fully admit it because they're wrong. It's funny how 10 years ago they were all talking all that shit about border security and Obama's the one who did all the kids in cages shit. But I don't know. They're, I don't know. I don't think they'll ever admit it. He tried to, they want more people to possibly have vote for him there. That's what I think, but whatever. Short show today. That's all I got. It's a little today. So hit me up on my website, www.benjamin-bolton.com. Check out all my social media. Subscribe, like, send me messages. Instagram at Bolton Media Inc. X at Benjamin J. Bolton. Facebook, my motherfucking name. YouTube at Bolton Media Inc. And whatever the fuck else I got. Rest up. Eat some food. Chill out. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks. I'm already 5,000.